Mikey here, Whiskey Delta Zero Oscar Mike. What you were about to see was actually taped originally a few weeks ago, not actually that long after my full review of the FX-4CR. In fact, when I said at the end of that review that a full review was coming in the future, it actually turned out that I'd actually already taped one and I promptly forgot about it. Point is, I taped a whole activation using the FX-4CR at Kinnickinnic State Park, which is one of my favorite state parks, and that's what you're about to see, an edited activation using the FX-4CR with my opinions about it as I go along, and that way you can kind of see it in action. I might still do a part 3 where I get a little more into how I feel about it since I've gotten more experience with it. I'm definitely going to use this radio more often now that I have it. I also now have a 50-watt amp to use with all of my QRP radios on days when QRP is just not cutting it, but I really want to use something smaller, cuter, whatever, or I just want to be able to review a smaller QRP radio for you. So that is where we're at. I'm going to get back to it in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and slip this in and then post the review, and then it will be in your hands and you will be able to watch an activation with a review wrapped around it. And it will be chapter marked so that if you decide you don't want to watch the rest of the activation, you can jump straight to my concluding thoughts. Hope you enjoy it, and one way or the other, if you are enjoying this channel, please like and subscribe, or leave a comment, or otherwise engage, because that is how YouTube knows you like me. Whiskey Delta Zero Oscar Mike, Uncle Mikey here. I am at Kinnickinnic State Park again. It is lovely here today. Let's give you a look. It's a little cloudy. Every now and then the clouds look like they might want to rain, but they haven't rained yet. I've got just the SS-17 up on the Architect's tripod with a radial field. Good old ground radials. Can't go wrong with ground radials most of the time. I've got a 1.2 to 1 on 17 meters right now, and I am running 10 watts on FT8 with the FX-4CR, which, as I've mentioned before, is really small and really cute, and I really like it. It's got that that screen is really readable. I think you can even read it on camera right now. So you get a sense like it's tiny, but it's really readable. A lot of effort seems to have been expended on that. I'm running 10 watts. Official guidance is to run 5 watts for digital, but that guidance predates the model with the fan in it, which this one has the fan in it. So I'm figuring 10 watts probably isn't going to cook it, especially on a fairly cool day like today. So far, I seem to be correct. It seems to be working out okay. 10 watts isn't necessarily getting me super far. Here is PSK reporter. Like, it's not brilliant. It's okay, but it's not brilliant. And I've made, like, I don't know, 3 contacts, which is also not brilliant. But I'm not trying very hard. It's a beautiful day, and I want to make contacts with this thing, but I'm not pushing at it. At some point, I might switch over to voice, and if I do, I might record some of that so you can get a listen on the FX-4CR and get a sense of how it sounds. The speaker's actually pretty good for how small it is. I really like it. So I really want to like this radio, but I had problems with the first one that got sent to me. This is actually a replacement. So we will see how well I wind up liking it in the long run, and how well I like running QRP, because this thing, it maxes out at 20 watts like the G90. And I've done some good stuff with the G90 at 20 watts. So not poo-pooing QRP or not quite QRP numbers. I'm just saying I've gotten very used to being able to run at 100 watts, so we'll see how I like running with a QRP radio like this. But it is very small, it is very cute, it feels solid. I love how solid it feels. I can't say enough about that. It doesn't feel fragile. It is small, and it's made by one guy in China, but it doesn't feel fragile, and that counts for a lot, I think. That counts for an awful lot. So that's where I'm at. That's what I got. I will be back shortly. All right, so this is not actually me activating right now, but I found a nice signal. And you can hear, I think, on the mic, that little speaker on this thing, tiny speaker, is giving some really good sound. Really, really good sound. I'm really pleased with that. I'm going to try to do something with it. I'm going to try activating, or at least hunting, and see what 20 watts gets me. But certainly it sounds great. So we'll see what happens. All right, let's see what we get. Let's find someone who's activating and see if we can call them. Let me get... Whiskey Delta Zero Oscar Mike, park to park. Whiskey Delta Zero Oscar Mike, park to park, 20 watts. Copy 4-3, copy 4-3. You are a 5-3, a 5-3 into my park, US 1457. QSL. Thank you very much, you too, 73. All right, I took a little bit of a break. I'm back. I'm going to try to call CQ. This is Whiskey Delta Zero Oscar Mike asking if this frequency is in use. Nothing heard. CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Whiskey Delta Zero Oscar Mike calling CQ, CQ, CQ. Kilo Delta 6. Kilo Delta 6, Whiskey Echo Papa. QSL Whiskey X-Ray Papa, you're a 5-5 into my park, US 1457. Good afternoon. Copy the 5-5 Idaho. How's my audio? This is my first actual voice contact on this radio. Thank you very much for that feedback. Thank you very much for that feedback. QSL, you have a lovely afternoon. Thank you for hunting me down in 73. Whiskey Delta Zero, Oscar Mike, QRZ. CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Whiskey Delta Zero, Oscar Mike, CQ Parks on the air. Kilo Foxtrot 5. Copy the 5-9, not bad for 20 watts then. You're a 5-7 here. Park US 1457, Wisconsin.
Okay, copy the 1457, Wisconsin. Be safe and have fun. 73, my friend.
Thank you very much. 73. Callers, please stand by just a moment. All right, Whiskey Delta Zero, Oscar Mike, QRZ. CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Whiskey Delta Zero, Oscar Mike, 20 watts, QRZ. Alpha Echo Zero Kilo Golf.
QSL, Michael, I've got a real light copy on you with a lot of QRM on my end. I copy about a 5-2, Central Mike Oscar, over.
Copy the 5-2 Central Missouri. You are 5-7 here. Park US 1457, Wisconsin.
QSL 1457, Wisconsin. Thanks for being out there. Appreciate the activation. Have a great weekend.
Thank you for hunting me down, 73. Kilo Juliet 5. One more time, a little slower, please. Kilo Juliet 5. Kilo Juliet 5, Fox Whiskey Papa. One more time, let me make sure I've got it. KJ5 FWP. Roger, Roger. Sorry about that. It sounds pretty good, but I was having a little trouble with it. You're a 5-7 here, Park US 1457 in Wisconsin. Good afternoon. Roger, Roger. Copy 5-4 into Texas. Thank you very much for hunting. It's good to talk to you. I hope you have a great afternoon in 73. Whiskey Delta Zero Oscar Mike, QRZ. CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Whiskey Delta Zero Oscar Mike, 20 watts, Parks on the air.
Juliet Charlie.
Station ending Juliet Charlie.
Juliet Charlie. Good afternoon, Mike. You're in my noise, but you're about a 5-3. 5-3 in the Hannibal, Missouri.
Copy the 5-3 into Hannibal, Missouri. You are about a 5-5 here into Park US 1457, Wisconsin. Park number is US 1457. 1457. 1457. Thank you very much for hunting, 73. Watch out for the radials, please. Whiskey Delta Zero Oscar Mike, QRZ. Kilo Charlie 3. Kilo Charlie 3 station, please. Kilo Charlie 3 Yankee Whiskey November 5 and 5 into Park US 1457 Wisconsin. QSL, copy the 5-6 into Pennsylvania. Not bad for 20 watts. Hope you have a great afternoon, 73. Hotel India 8 Delta, you still out there? Guess not. Hi.
Hi. I'm a huge nerd, so I gotta ask, what do you got here?
Amateur radio. Give me a second because I'm in the middle of a session.
You answered my question.
Yep.
Gotta go.
Amateur radio, Parks on the Air. Look it up. Parks on the Air.
That's it? Like
Yep.
YouTube or?
You can look it up on YouTube. You can look it up just parksontheair.com. We'll tell you all about the program.
Parks on the Air, amateur radio,
Yep.
parksontheair.com. Thank you.
Whiskey Delta Zero Oscar Mike, QRZ. Whiskey 5, India, Quebec Echo. Thank you for your patience. I'm, of course, in a park, and someone asked me what I was doing. You're a 5-9 into Park US 1457, Wisconsin.
Roger. I heard you're about a 3-9. Your audio's a little rough, but got a good signal here in East Texas.
Roger that. I'm still dialing it in. This is a new radio to me. It's only 20 watts out right now. It's an FX-4CR. Well, I will tell you that 10 watts is doing you fine because I'm hearing you great here. Thank you very much, 73. Whiskey Delta, Zero Oscar Mike, CQ POTA, CQ POTA. Kilo Delta 9?
This is Kilo Delta 9, Mike Kilo Romeo, QSL.
Kilo Delta 9, Mike Kilo Romeo. You are a 5-7 into Park US 1457. Good afternoon.
Thank you much for the 5-7. We'll give you a 5-7 as well into Sierra Charlie tonight. 73, thanks for the activation. Have a great holiday weekend.
Thank you very much for hunting me down. Not bad for 20 watts. You have a great afternoon, 73. Whiskey Delta Zero Oscar Mike, QRZ. Kilowatt 4 Golf November Echo 5 and 5 into Park US 1457.
Roger, roger. 5-5 back to you from Richmond City, Victor Olson.
Copy the 5-5 into Virginia. You have a great afternoon. Thank you for hunting me down in 73. Whiskey Delta 0 Oscar Mike QRZ.
Kilo Charlie 3, Yankee Charlie Tango.
Kilo Charlie 3 Yankee Charlie Tango. Charles in Maryland. You're 5 and 7 into Park US 1457.
That's terrific. That's good to hear. Thank you. QSL, you're 5 and 7, and Mike Delta, Maryland, here also.
Copy the 5-7 into Maryland. I hope you are having a fantastic evening. Thank you for hunting me down in 73.
Thank you for activating 7-3.
Whiskey Delta 0 Oscar Mike QRZ.
Oh, Romeo Delta Juliet.
Station ending Romeo Juliet.
November 4, Romeo Delta Juliet.
November 4 Romeo Delta Juliet. You are a 5-7 into Park US 1457.
5-7 Alabama. Thanks, Michael.
Copy the 5-7 Alabama. You have a fantastic afternoon 73. Whiskey Delta 0 Oscar Mike QRZ.
5 Tango Hotel Bravo.
Whiskey 5 Hotel Tango Bravo.
55 Tango Hotel Bravo.
Whiskey 5 Tango Hotel Bravo. You are a 5-5 into US 1457.
Oh, I got the 5-5 and the 1457. I've got you about a 5-3, 53 in North Texas.
Copy the 5-3 North Texas, and one more time to make sure I was not dyslexic writing it down. Whiskey 5 Tango Hotel Bravo.
Hey, thanks for the park, 73.
Thank you very much, 73. Whiskey Delta 0 Oscar Mike, 20 watts, QRZ.
Park to Park, Kilo X-Ray 4, Bravo Yankee.
Park to Park Station, go ahead.
We copy Kilo X-Ray 4, Bravo Yankee.
Kilo X-Ray 4 Bravo Yankee, 5 and 5 into Park US 1457.
QSL, you're 5-5 on us at US 3684 at 3684 Alpha Lima.
Copy 5-5 into Park US 3684 Coon Creek.
QSL 3684 Alpha Lima, Alabama.
Fantastic. You have a fantastic afternoon in 73.
73, thanks for being well.
Whiskey Delta 0 Oscar Mike QRZ. November 7 Sierra Zulu Yankee. November 7 station. One more time, a little louder. Shout it out.
November 7, Sierra Zulu Yankee.
All right, I got it the first time. I was right after all. You're a 5-5. A 5-5. Park US 1457.
Roger, roger. Also 5-5. Also 5-5 North Idaho. That's dead.
Copy the 5-5 into Idaho. You have a fantastic afternoon. Thank you for hunting me down in 73. Whiskey Delta 0 Oscar Mike QRZ.
November 9, Foxtrot Alpha Lima.
November 9 Foxtrot Alpha Lima. You are a 5-7. A 5-7 into Park US 1457.
Copy of 5-6. Please copy 5-6 in North Idaho.
Copy the 5-6 into Idaho. You know, I will go weeks at a time never getting Idaho, and I think you're my 5th Idaho this afternoon. Nice to hear from you. Hope you're having a great afternoon. Thank you for hunting me down at 73. Whiskey Delta 0 Oscar Mike QRZ. Alpha Charlie 3 station. Alpha Charlie 3 Kilo Hotel, you're 5 and 4 into Park US 1457, Wisconsin. Could you repeat the signal report, please? You got QS bead. Copy the 5-3 Pennsylvania. Hope you're having a fantastic afternoon. Thank you for hunting me down in 73. Whiskey Delta 0 Oscar Mike, QRZ. Station ending Delta Tango Romeo. Was that Kilo Foxtrot 7 Delta Tango Romeo? Kilo Charlie 7 Delta Tango Romeo, you're 5 and 5 into Park US 1457, Wisconsin.
I've got you 5-4 into Utah, 54 Utah.
Copy the 5-4 into Utah. I hope you're having a fantastic afternoon. Thank you for hunting me down in 73.
Have a great day, 73. Thanks for activating.
It has been a fantastic day already. Thank you very much. 73. Whiskey Delta 0 Oscar Mike, QRZ.
Kilo Echo 4 Zulu, Uniform November.
Kilo Echo 4.
That was Kilo Echo 4 Zulu, Uniform November.
Kilo Echo 4 Zulu Uniform November, you're 5 and 7 into Park US 1457.
Hey, 5-4 North Carolina, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for hunting me down. You have a great afternoon in 73.
Hey, 7-3.
Whiskey Delta 0 Oscar Mike, QRZ.
Kilo Echo 3 November Echo.
I think I heard a KM3. I heard a station beginning kilo and with a middle of 3. All right, apparently I got it garbled. QRZ. Whiskey Delta 0 Oscar Mike calling CQ, QRZ.
Alpha Echo 3 November Echo.
Alpha Echo 3 November Echo.
Roger, Roger. You are 5-7 in Pennsylvania. Papa Alpha, back to you.
That is 5-7 both ways into Park US 1457 in Wisconsin.
Roger, Roger. Thank you for the activation from Wisconsin. Safe travels and have a good weekend.
Thank you very much for hunting me down. Have a good weekend yourself, 73. Kilo 0 Foxtrot Delta.
Roger, Roger.
You are a 5-7 into Park US 1457, Wisconsin.
You're 5-4 in Missouri. Thank you.
Copy the 5-4 Missouri. I hope you're having a fantastic afternoon, 73. Whiskey Delta 0 Oscar Mike, QRZ.
Kilo Echo 4 Zulu, Uniform November.
Kilo Echo 4 Zulu Uniform November.
Yes, Kilo Echo 4 Zulu, Uniform November. 5-5 November Charlie.
Copy the 5-5 November Charlie. You're 5-5 here, Park US 1457.
Hey, thank you so much. KE4ZUN.
Have a good afternoon, 73. Whiskey Delta 0 Oscar Mike, QRZ.
Whiskey Alpha 5 Delta Sierra Sierra.
Whiskey Alpha 5 Delta Sierra Sierra, Howard in Texas.
Yeah, QSL, you are about a 5-5 into Texas. Over.
Roger, Roger. We're going to call that 5-5 both ways into Park US 1457 in Wisconsin.
Thank you. 7-3.
Thank you very much for hunting, 73. Whiskey Delta 0 Oscar Mike, QRZ.
Kilo 4 Bravo Alpha Alpha.
Kilo 4 Bravo Oscar Alpha.
Kilo 4, Bravo, Oscar, Alabama. Have you about a 5-5 there, Roger?
We're going to call that 5-5 both ways into Park US 1457, Wisconsin.
All right, dude. I appreciate the park here. Hey, I hope you have a good time out there. Be safe, 73. Have a great weekend. J4 will be away.
Thank you very much. Thank you for hunting me down. It has been a great day so far. Been out here for a few hours playing only 20 watts, and not bad, not bad. I hope you have a great afternoon, 73.
Norway 3, Whiskey Echo Radio. Norway 3, Wireless Electric Radio.
Norway 3 Whiskey Echo Romeo, you are a 5-9. Beautiful signal. Park US 1457.
Copy. Very low over here. You're only a 1 by 1. I'm more of an unreal guy. I love the call sign. W Doom. N3WR. Chris in Pennsylvania. 73.
Thank you very much for hunting me down despite the low signal. I'm only 20 watts, so, you know, anytime I get anywhere, I think I'm doing pretty well. And yeah, I appreciate that you like my call sign, Whiskey Doom. You have a great afternoon. I hope you heard all that. 73.
I appreciate it. 73 to you guys, and have fun out there in 1457. 73.
Whiskey Delta 0 Oscar Mike, QRZ. Alpha Charlie 3 station.
Alpha Charlie 3.
Is that Alpha Charlie 3 Kilo Hotel?
Correct. Alpha Charlie 3 Kilo Hotel.
Roger, Roger, you are a 5 and 3, but I think you might be a duplicate for today. Did I already get you today?
Actually, you know what? I think I did contact you. I just trying out the radio and I'm just going through the dial trying to make some contacts to see how it works. So thanks for letting me know.
Yep, that's just fine. You are about a 5-3 here. I'm coming up to about a 5-5. Band is up and down, but I'm definitely hearing you. Pretty good audio.
Okay, you're like a 5 and 3 for me. 5 and 3. Ended up trying the new antenna, so I'm pleased with everything. So.
Out of curiosity, what's the new antenna? Well, it is definitely working for you, so I'd say you got your money's worth.
Yeah, I got my $10 out of it.
All right, well, you have a great afternoon again. Thank you for hunting me down, and have fun with that. 73.
73.
Whiskey Delta 0 Oscar Mike, QRZ. Whiskey Delta 0 Oscar Mike, Park to Park. Whiskey Delta 0 Oscar Mike, Park to Park. Whiskey Delta 0 Oscar Mike, Park to Park. Whiskey Delta 0 Oscar Mike. Whiskey Delta D Dog. Whiskey Delta 0 Oscar Mike. Negative, negative, negative. There are no papas in the call sign whatsoever. No papas. Whiskey Delta 0 Oscar Mike. Whiskey Delta. Delta, not Papa. Delta, not Papa. Whiskey Delta 0 Ocean, Mexico. Whiskey Delta Zero Oscar Mike. Whiskey Doom.
Okay, I've got Whiskey Delta Zero Oscar Mike.
Roger, Roger. Can I get your call sign, please?
My call sign is November 4 Alpha Tango Juliet.
Roger, Roger. You are a 5-3 into Park US 1457.
And you're in 1457?
Roger, Roger. 1457 Wisconsin.
Yes, sir. I have you 5656 in the US 2726.
Roger, Roger. You have a great afternoon. 73. Whiskey Delta Zero Oscar Mike. Park to park. Whiskey Delta Zero Oscar Mike. Park to park. QSL, we're going to call that 5-5 both ways. You're coming into Park US 1457. Can I get your park numbers again, please?
I got the 5-5 into Uncle Sam 1457. My two park numbers 10254 and 105215.
Copy the 4215. Thank you very much for that. I caught the other one already off the spot. You have a great afternoon. 73.
73, my friend. Have a great activation tonight. November 129 Foxtrot here. Good.
All right. We're going to call that good. And now I'm going to give you some thoughts about the FX-4CR. I've got it turned off right now, but I'm still here at the park. I haven't broken down yet. And here are my basic thoughts. Not quite a full review. Might do more of a review later. First of all, I had no trouble running 10 watt FT8, even though it's technically rated for 5 watt at FT8. It ran the fan a lot and it got warm, but it has a fan now, and that seems to help. It did not, at no time did I think it was in trouble, and I made quite a few contacts that way. After a little while, and 17 meters at least, the fan started running constantly until I just, stopped the cycle entirely, and then it cooled down very quickly after that. It took very little time after I stopped cycling FT8 for it to cool off and the fan to shut down. The power draw while receiving is so low that the Redodo battery app doesn't think it's drawing at all. It actually thinks it's on standby, even though the radio is on, which means, yeah, it's actually drawing something. Power draw when transmitting 10 watts was about 2.1 to 2.3 amps. I have to admit, I didn't look at it while I was trying to transmit voice. I don't expect it's going to be that much higher than that. It was pretty good. All in all, I've been here for a couple of hours today. And so this is a 100 amp hour battery I'm running off of, which is totally overkill for this radio. Let me tell you, I could run this radio easily off of the power pack that I'm using, the power bank that I am using to run my laptop, to charge up my laptop right now, and it still would barely notice. Okay, so yes, I've been running for about 3 hours, maybe 4. Let's see, no, about 3 hours. 3 hours I've been running with FT8 for a large chunk of it, and then a bunch of voice. And I used up exactly 2% of a battery. That's a 100 amp hour battery, which means I could do this for weeks without ever needing to recharge this battery if I just used this radio with 20 watts and nothing else. Pretty good. Pretty cool. Was it a struggle? Of course it was. 20 watts is always a struggle, but it is workable. 20 watts is workable. 10 watts on FT8 is workable. You just are not going to get quite the same pileups. You're not going to get through the pileups as easily. You're going to have to work it. It's going to be a challenge. I was up for a challenge today. It's a beautiful day. The sky is blue. Making contacts was almost second to being out here. It was an excuse to be at the park. But I made, in the end, let's see, I made 27 contacts voice and I think I made about a comparable number. FT8? No, maybe only 15 FT8. You know what? I'll do the export and then it'll tell me. 23. So I made 23 on FT8, and then 27 voice, which is not bad. I mean, yeah, on a really good day, I can get 40 contacts in 30 minutes, but that's working 100 watts. On a weekday night when I think people are a little hungrier and the bands are also a lot less busy. They're a lot less noisy. 20 was its usual noisy self today, which didn't help anything. But I made good contacts. I got a number of good signal reports. Only one of them was really low. I got a 1-1 signal report, but he was hearing me well enough that we had a small conversation, so it couldn't have been that awful. I am provisionally happy with this radio. There's one problem it still has that I'm hoping will eventually get fixed in firmware, which is that there is a delay that you may have heard in the recording. There is a delay between when I key up again and when it brings the audio fully back, when it fully unmutes. I don't know if that delay is an AGC problem or what. I don't know where it is. The original attempt to do a beta firmware on the previous version of this radio that I had was in the hopes of correcting that, but it didn't actually correct it, in addition to giving me other problems. So this is still running the stock 1.7 firmware, which is about a year old now, but it works. It works. I made contacts. I made good contacts. I am happy with this radio, and I think I'm going to use it again later this weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend. I've got 2 more days. I don't know if I'm going to spend both of them playing radio, but I'm going to spend at least one of them playing radio, and I'm probably going to do it at least a little bit with this radio again to give it more time, give me more experience with it. There is a manual gain control. I've talked about it when I do my walkthrough video. I talked about it there, but I wasn't quite sure what it was for because there's no way to turn AGC off. It turns out it's basically the equivalent of the RF knob on an FT710. It actually does what you'd expect it to do. There's just no mode in which AGC is completely disengaged, which is fine, I think. I haven't noticed a problem with that. I very rarely completely disengage AGC on an FT710 or the IC7100 unless I'm doing FT8, and this has a digi mode, which I assume compensates for that. The speaker really is good for its size. I'm really pleased with how good the speaker is. I'm still going to try putting an external speaker on and see what I get for audio there. There was a lot of noise, even with the noise reducer on, but I don't blame the radio for that. Like anything shy of the FT710, I expect was going to be just as noisy today because it's just the way the bands have been lately. So I need to do at some point I'd like to do a side-by-side comparison, but I was hearing people through the noise, and 20 was also just very crowded as usual. So some of that noise was crowding. So that's what I think about the FX-4CR so far. I'm gonna probably record something else with it as I get more time with it, but I am happy with this radio. What I cannot tell you with any certainty is whether if you tried to buy the radio now, you'd have to pay a tariff on it or not. I did not, but I bought it right before the tariff. I also did not wind up having to pay a tariff on the replacement when I swapped it. But all of that was through an address here in the United States. So maybe he's paying the tariff. I don't know. I don't know how it's working out. All I know is I did not get billed for a tariff. Still, please be aware, this radio, good as it is, cute as it is, it does come from China, from a guy who's based in China, BG2FX. He's very responsive, by the way, at least as responsive as, a long time delay, when it's like you're talking to someone on Saturn or whatever, he's several time zones away and in the future. So you got to wait for that. But beyond that, he's pretty responsive. So that also made me happy, given that I know that it's just him. That's what I got. It was a beautiful day here at Kinnikinnick. I made about 50 contacts, which, that's not bad. And now I'm going to pack up and see about dinner. Whiskey Delta Zero Oscar Mike, wishing you a really, really good day. Thank you for watching. Oh, like and subscribe. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It wouldn't be a YouTube video if I didn't remind you to like and subscribe. Thanks.